Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. I was looking around the map off camera and realized we never spoke to Thomas Longar outside of the Citadel. Let's go ahead and do that. Sir Thomas is flicking through a book of some sort. As you approach, he closes it, then salutes you. Hail, Commander. Remind me, who are you? The white-bearded knight stands at attention. Sir Thomas Longar, paladin by the grace of Iomedae. Former adjutant to Captain Harmadin, may the good gods forgive him, and presently in your service as the chair of the Staff Council. If anything else happens, I'll report straight to you. But to tell the truth, I doubt we'll ever need to reconvene the Council again. Our strategy seems sound and well laid out. I don't anticipate any complications. Tell me about yourself. I don't like to brag, but I've seen many things in my life. I was born in Cheliax, but after certain events, I had to leave my poor homeland. There's just too much heat from all the hellfire. After I left, fate took me many places, from Varissia to Brevoy and back. My strength has faded with age though. I keep thinking that the time for adventure is past. Once I heard about the new crusade, I knew it was still too early for me to put my feet up. Once we've beaten the Abyss, then I might retire. Who knows? Is the army's morale high? I'm pleased to report that troop morale is currently impeccably high. There have been no incidents, aside from a couple of disrespectful remarks about commanding officers made in states of inebriation. Even in those cases, proper apologies have already been made. What's that book you're reading? This old thing? The white-bearded knight smiles as he shows you the colorful cover of a tattered chapbook, depicting a dragon-riding knight smiting some tentacled monster. Just a trifle to tell the truth, a silly dime novel. Yet I can't help but love its silliness. Even though I know firsthand the reality is nothing like them, when I open one, I feel myself half a century younger. Thank you for reporting Captain Harmadin's treason. I wish it hadn't come to this. When I uncovered his plan, I was fuming. He's an officer, and twice my age, yet his behavior is that of a child. Well, he got what he deserved. I have to go. I wish you good luck in battle, Commander. And someone had recently mentioned the Lexicon of Paradox in a comment. I forgot I even had it in my inventory, so we're going to look at this again. Try to compare the words of the lexicon's two halves to grasp their hidden meaning. So I don't think we're going to pass any of these skill checks. Lore nature is our best bet, though. So focus on the description of the anatomy of the mythic creatures. Oh, we did succeed. Plus 27 skill value. That doesn't seem right. An uninformed reader might drown in the anatomical descriptions of the mythic creatures, but Don Quixote easily isolates the relevant phrases from the hive of words. As if realizing that their efforts are now moot, the decrypted phrases decamp from the frenetic flock of letters. Alright, focus on the description of the mystical properties of Demon Lord blood. Plus 34 skill value. I must have done something to give me a bonus to these checks. I just don't know what it was. Maintaining his concentration, Don Quixote's eyes skim over the description of the mystical properties of the blood of demon lords. The now read phrases collapse into words, then into letters, so that they can leave the fussing swarm and vanish from the lexicon's pages. Focus on the analysis of the mythical powers which transformation bestows upon demons. Plus 45. The commander easily parses the calculations laid out by the architect of the world wound. The formulae on the lexicon's pages dwindle and bleed away, separating from the flurry of phrases. Focus on the calculation to determine the most convenient location to open a new rift in Sarkoris. Plus 37. The commander has in-depth knowledge of the territory of Old Sarkoris. This allows him to easily grasp the meaning of the lexicon's text. The words involved in the geographical description seem to lose interest and float away from the teeming swarm of phrases. All the topics familiar to the commander have now left the swarm of phrases congregating in the pages of the lexicon. The remaining words can be arranged into one whole, their meaning grasped, their secret revealed. Arrange the remaining words into phrases and grasp their meaning. At long last, all the phrases form an integrated text. The commander's patience and effort have overcome the lexicon's defenses. The enemy has surrendered and revealed its precious secrets to the commander. The transformation process was initially conceived by me as a power source. However, in the course of my experiments, I learned that it partially solves the problem of the slow demise of the key. Power that manifests after transformation, I'm almost certain the mortals will devise some overblown name for it, like mythic or legendary. It serves as an effective shield against the poisonous influence of the wound. Problems arise when it is used. When the power is expended, for instance in combat, the shield is weakened, and the infiltrating emanations of the wound strike the key, wounding it and robbing it of its life force. This problem is immaterial in comparison to the second. The power increase after transformation is not infinite, nor is its protective effect. I managed to stave off the death of the key for several decades, but even despite achieving the extreme level of power bestowed by the transformation, at some point the key's protection will weaken. The world wound will prevail and consume the soul of the key. I must admit that my research has come to a dead end. I have developed the power of the transformation process to its very limit, and I failed to find a way to completely cure the wound's effects, except for extreme measures. At this, the secret writings of Arilu Vorlesh come to an end. Whatever their significance, their contents will undoubtedly be of use to the commander in the future. As if reading the commander's thoughts, the lexicon separates into two halves once more. A good chunk of experience. Now set aside the lexicon of paradox. So we don't have mythic powers because we are the key. We're given mythic powers to keep us alive because we're the key.
I'll go ahead.
So they're not intertwined.
Am prepared.
So I guess by giving up the mythic powers just means that the world wound is more likely to consume me, since I'm on the legend mythic path. Yeah, I'm curious what I did to get bonuses to those skill checks.
I know the way.
I'm assuming it's just main story progression. Godfrey greets you with a friendly smile. Thank you for coming to speak with me, and thank you once more for forgiving me. I never said I forgave you. It's taken a weight off my shoulders. I can now breathe more easily. I know I have no right to complain to you about my experiences. I bear the blame for what happened. But I want you to know, not a day passed that I did not think about you. And I also wanted to say that I consider you my friend. She extends her hand to you. No matter what trials await you in the future, you can always rely on me and Almendev. I guess I go to option 3, since I romanced the Rushalai. So shake Godfrey's hand. I'm glad to be your friend, my queen. Together, we will defeat the world wound. You have Mendev's support, Commander. What awaits us at Threshold? We can only guess, but I'm not fond of guessing, she says, steel in her voice. The Threshold Fortress is the source of all our troubles. It was where this all began, and it is where this must end. But in the 100 years of Crusades, we still haven't the slightest idea what it has become. The raging magical energy so heavily altered it that no spells or living scouts have been able to approach it. What are you going to do after our victory? Perhaps I'll plant nasturtiums and get a canary. Nasturtiums? I've never seen that word before. I really don't know, Commander. Right now, I'm looking at the looming storm clouds. As to what comes after, let us worry about it after. I have to go. Good luck to you, Commander. In everything and always. We didn't bring up that note that we found. Alright, nightmares. A strange thundercloud, excuse me, came from deep within the world wound and halted over Dresden. Everyone expected a lightning storm or rain of eyeballs. The plight ended up being much more frightening. Dresden is hit by a wave of nightmares. The soldiers cannot sleep. They are pulled out of their slumber by their own screams. The officers are concerned that this will drive the troops insane. They invite mages to drive away the nightmares. Adept spellcasters will arrive in Dresden and dispel the sinister cloud through a series of intricate rituals. Methods of persuasion. Several politicians across Avestan have claimed that the threat of the world wound is exaggerated, and the crusade is a front that Mendev uses to extort funds from its allies. They're encouraging the nations to reduce their support for the crusade. One of the officers has suggested organizing a series of attacks and abductions in the neighboring nations, seemingly caused by the demons to muzzle the dangerous talkers. It's a terrible plan. Ignore the politicians. The army is proud of its leader, who cares not for the opinions of some outlandish politicians. The naysayers may damage the Crusade's reputation, but they will never shake the soldiers' confidence in their commander. Yeah, they can get bent. Alright, I will rescue the arrogant general. The Taunt volunteers that got ambushed by the demons require aid. Grey Ward's working with the staff officers on a secret rescue operation. So an experienced Taunt general is recruited, 25 cuirassiers, and 15 wizards are recruited at the commander's headquarters. Tieflings' rights. People of many nations treat Tieflings with hostility and suspicion because of their race. News that Mendev is willing to accept them as equal subjects with full rights will spark the interest of many Tieflings across Golarion. The magical power in their blood will be a boon to the Crusade. Recruitment growth for mythic units increases by 15%. Energy points income increases by 5. Alright, let's take care of this real quick. Just want to make sure I didn't lose any units there. Spent so long building up this army, I don't want it to take any losses at this point. They've made it too far. Alright, I think this will be our last council meeting before we head out. Commander, the scouts have brought troubling news. Khorramzadeh has been spotted near the threshold. He's gathering. No, not an army, but a horde the likes of which we've never seen. All those victories you had over him were an affront to the Abyss. The general the demons were most proud of, the one they revered, lost to some mortal. The very thought of it enrages them. Now, those who call themselves the champions of the Abyss are converging under his banner. The most wicked, brutal, and dangerous demonic warriors. We're not facing another skirmish, but a decisive battle. It will determine which of you deserves the title of the greatest military leader in this war. Captain Odin's eyes, despite his usually impassive demeanor, now gleam frantically. But Khorramzadeh is not the only one with powerful allies. Your victories have elevated your authority to such heights that the best warriors of Golarion would consider it an honor to stand alongside you in this battle. Why don't we send an official offer of military cooperation to Multhun? Their Imperial army is strong and disciplined, and could be of great use to us. Lastwall and Mendev have much in common. Lastwall, too, must hold the line against dark forces. The Shining Crusaders are every bit as noble as the Mendevian Crusaders. Maybe we could call them to our aid. I would suggest contacting the Esoterium Lodge. It's a private and rather powerful Chalaxian group of wizards from Corentin. The members have combat experience. They're skilled spellcasters, and I know how we can secure their support. After a brief sly grin, River puts on an innocent look and says, "If you want to get yourself some intrepid allies, and know a thing or two about killing monsters, ask the Dragon Slayers. Sure, we're not at war with dragons here. If the monster is big, scaly, and breathes fire, what difference does it make?" Who are these champions of the Abyss? A pack of the most vicious and skillful slayers of mortals one could imagine. Many demons see Golarion as their hunting ground. They boast about how many mortals they've killed, how many raids they've been in, how many prisoners they've captured. The very idea that a bunch of Golarions keep defeating a renowned general of the Abyss is anathema to them. Khorramzadeh summoned them to join his retaliatory force. They all serve different demon lords, have different goals, and rarely see eye to eye. They have only two things in common. They're all excellent and fearsome fighters, and they're all eager to teach mortals a lesson in obedience. Why can't we accept help from all who offer it? These are warriors and armies who take pride in their stature and invincibility. To be the ones who aided the legendary commander of the Mendevian Crusaders would bring them esteem. But to be just one of many would bring humiliation. Alas, they're not driven by a desire to save Golarion, but by ambition and their faith in you, and by their own pride. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Everyone looks at you expectantly. Tila, tell me more about Lastwall. They live in constant anticipation of being attacked, because their neighbor is Verlich, the resting place and prison of the Whispering Tyrant himself. Lastwall's become a bastion of purity and the ideals of Iomedae. The whole country is prepared to mobilize at any moment, beginning a new Shining Crusade. I doubt they send us the troops who are guarding the border, but many high-ranking and pious clerics could answer our call. Lastwall doesn't need their help at this very moment, but the evil in the north must be contained. I have been to the Cathedral of Sancta Iomedea and the capital of Lastwall. I have spoken to its prioress, Second Sword Knight Iluna Barbados. I'm sure that she and her fellows will answer our call. Regil, tell me about the Esoterium Lodge. They are based in Corentin, in southern Cheliax. The organization strictly follows the ideology of Hell and primarily consists of former and active officers of the Chelaxian Navy. Given that Corentin is simultaneously a key trading port and a military foothold against Garun's expansion, the Lodge possesses substantial resources and does not shy away from military action. I'm aware that Esoterium have been amassing their forces lately, seeking out talented spellcasters and training them in military and magical arts. We could convince them to use this might in our war. Many brothers from the Order of the Chain hold some sway in Corentin and could serve as brokers in our negotiations. I've heard some dark rumors about that lodge. Those are some sinister allies, and I think twice before inviting them to join the crusade. Greybor, did I miss something? Are we now fighting dragons, not demons? No, but the monsters that oppose us are just as mighty and immense. Why not make use of it? Dragon Slayers are a unique class of killer. Given that their enemies are unbelievably powerful, and every hunt could become their last. They can be quite conceited and won't enter just anybody's service, but our fame will certainly impress them. Dragon Slayers know how to handle a massive, deadly opponent. I bet ours won't be ready for what they have in store. Dragon Slayers do indeed live every day like it's their last. I've encountered them myself, and I can say with confidence that every one of them is a daredevil, unable to envision a life without risk. Crusade can find more worthy allies. How will Molthuni warriors help us, Captain Odin? Over the years that Molthun has spent expanding their borders, the army has gained a respectable amount of combat experience. Since the ambitions of the young state had to be backed with serious military power, they formed a national army, mostly made up of members of their underclass, immigrants, and even wild races like hobgoblins and nagas. To make such a motley horde into a real army, the officers created a system of absolute uniformity regarding equipment, tactics, and training. They enforce iron discipline, fearlessness, and complete subordination to commanding officers. Molthun is greedy and ambitious. Before you know it, they'll see themselves not as allies, but as friendly interventionists who have a stronger claim to the lands they've reclaimed from the demons than Mendev, and will have another war. Everything is clear to me now. The advisor's not respectfully in response to your words. Don't really care for most of the suggestions they've given me. I'm going to recruit the Dragon Slayers. I think dragon slaying is neat in video games, and they're glory seekers like my main character, so send generous gifts to the Dragon Slayers Guild. And make sure the scribes attach a list of all the monsters the commander has slain personally. Dragon Slayers are always hungry for glory. They'll jump at the chance to fight shoulder to shoulder with such a famous and deadly figure. Well, we could certainly use new allies. The most gruesome battle in the history of the Crusades awaits us. Either we prevail over Khorramzadeh and the Abyss itself, or we will fall defending Golarion to the last. Commander, I have a request. Captain Odin stops short, looks around the room frowningly, and then shakes his head. Though this isn't the time to make it. When you have a spare minute, please come and find me. I'd like to discuss something very important to me. Something very personal. I'd be grateful if we could talk before our armies set out to battle the champions of the Abyss.
Follow my lead.
Well, sure thing, man. Have a chit chat with Captain Odin. Then I do want to go see what happened to our island in the sky before we set out for Threshold. Odin looks paler than usual. His voice trembles nervously. Commander, now that our troops are in excellent shape and ready for action, I request to be sent to the front lines to serve as a field officer. Why do you want that? Odin clenches his fist in desperation, a dramatic show of emotion for the normally imperturbable captain. I've been preparing for this battle for decades. My duty to my fallen comrades forbids me from hiding behind others. After a pause, he adds in a heavy voice, I'm tired of living under the weight of my sins. Perhaps in battle, I can free myself of their burden. Are you sure you can handle going back to the front lines? All 200 of my dead brothers and sisters are waiting for me to do my duty. I will not allow myself to stumble under their gaze. I will let you go. Fight valiantly. Odin's posture becomes somehow even straighter. Thank you, Commander. I'll leave for the front lines at once. He's popped out. He wasn't joking. Alright, there's something else I was gonna do, I thought. Oh yeah. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time, I just keep forgetting to. He's like, I'm gonna leave the front lines immediately. Snapped his fingers and was gone. Alright, so he still can't move. I did want to check one more thing here. Alright, looks like we're all set. I'm assuming there's an army this way. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's do this first. Ah, it's not available. Okay. Why? I wish I knew what happened to everybody that was on the island that was in the sky. I assume nothing good. Alright, what do we have going on down here? Aren't they sieging my forts? They are. Alright, so I'm actually going to walk to Threshold so I can have this army take care of these other armies.
Nenyo, I'm amazed by your energy and zest for life. Every time I look at you, you're running around, noting something down, spouting one new idea after another. How do you manage it?
I simply enjoy what I do. If life's not like that for you, perhaps you're in the wrong line of work.
Phew, that's close. They almost got a turn. And that would have been unacceptable. Alright, so now we need to get this guy over here. We have to march him all the way across the map to go fight Khorramzadeh's army.
Time's not waiting. Ready for anything. This spell doesn't work like that.
Begone, fiend! We won't fall here. I swear it.
I can't believe groups of enemies have the audacity to try and attack me. Oh, that's a fire elemental. That's not gonna work. Alright, I guess get moseying over there. I think about it, this is probably a better idea. Alright, let's go ahead and quick save just in case, because that is a level 15 army. But throw everything I have at it. So Mighty Tempest, Banish. Can use Daring Strike as well. We're only to use this one time. Boost ourselves, debuff them. Wanted to use that. Alright, quick save one more time, and march to war. What should be the final battle for Setsuna Shy. I think I've called Shy Setsuna in the past. That's not right. Alright, we lost some units there, but that's fine. We still ended it in one turn. We lost a lot of champions. I definitely don't need to do this anymore, but this guy's in the way. He joined this army? Nope. He's gonna sit there anyway. Alright, teleport to the last barrier, and in the next episode, we're going to march on Threshold. But for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.